A quiet village and a mischievous boy. Long ago, nestled between rolling green hills and peaceful farms, there lived a cheerful but mischievous young shepherd boy named Arun. Every morning before sunrise, he led the village sheep high into the hills where fresh grass covered the slopes. His work was simple but lonely. While the sheep grazed peacefully, he sat beneath a large oak tree watching clouds drift across the sky. Days passed slowly, and boredom began to fill his mind. Instead of appreciating the beauty around him, he wished for excitement. Looking toward the village below, he suddenly smiled with a clever but foolish idea. Standing on a rock, he shouted with all his strength, "Help! A wild bull is attacking my animals." Hearing his desperate cries, every farmer and villager grabbed sticks, ropes, and farming tools and raced uphill to save the flock. They arrived breathless, only to discover the sheep grazing peacefully while Arun laughed loudly. "I fooled all of you," he shouted. Some villagers smiled awkwardly, but most walked away disappointed, wondering why someone would joke about danger. The second lie. The next morning, Arun returned to the hillside. Once again, boredom slowly crept into his thoughts. He remembered how everyone had rushed to him the day before, and he thought it had been the funniest moment of his life. Ignoring the disappointment he had caused, he climbed onto the same rock and shouted even louder, "Help! The bull is back! Save my animals!" Once again, the villagers abandoned their work, leaving fields, tools, and unfinished chores behind as they hurried uphill. But when they arrived, there was no bull. Arun burst into laughter again, pointing at everyone. This time, no one laughed with him. The oldest villager stepped forward and said quietly, "Trust is more valuable than gold. Today you lost a little of ours." The villagers returned home silently, leaving Arun alone on the hill, still believing his prank had been harmless. The real danger. Several days later, dark clouds rolled across the sky, and the wind became stronger than usual. The sheep grazed nervously as strange sounds echoed through the valley. Suddenly, a powerful wild bull burst from the nearby forest. Its loud snorting echoed through the hills as it charged toward the frightened flock. Sheep scattered in every direction while Arun froze in fear. Realizing the danger was real, he screamed with every ounce of strength he had. "Help, please! The bull is really here! Someone help me!" His desperate voice carried across the valley, reaching the village below. But this time, no one moved. The villagers heard him, looked toward the hill, and sadly believed he was playing another trick. Arun continued shouting until his voice became weak, but no help came. The cost of lost trust. The bull chased the flock across the hillside, injuring several sheep while others fled into the forest. Arun desperately tried to protect them using only a stick, but he was no match for the powerful animal. By the time the bull wandered away, much of the flock had been lost. Hours later, the villagers finally climbed the hill after noticing frightened sheep running through the fields. They found Arun sitting on the ground in tears. He explained everything, but it was too late. One elderly villager gently placed a hand on his shoulder and said, "We wanted to believe you. But your own lies stole your voice before today ever arrived." Arun realized that although the villagers were kind, trust once broken could not be restored instantly. His greatest mistake had not been the prank itself, but believing there would never be consequences. Lesson for life. From that day forward, Arun never lied again. He worked harder than anyone else, helping neighbors repair fences, caring for injured animals, and earning back their trust through years of honest actions. Slowly, the villagers began believing him again, not because of his words, but because of his consistent behavior. Children who grew up in the village often heard the story of the boy who cried for help when no danger existed. Parents reminded them that honesty is one of life's greatest treasures. A single lie may seem harmless, but repeated dishonesty destroys confidence that can take years to rebuild. Trust is earned little by little but can disappear in a single careless moment. The greatest wealth a person owns is not money, talent, or strength. It is a reputation for telling the truth.